The super special category for specialist off-road vehicles is also becoming a hard-fought affair, with Jackie Joubert and Bux Carolyn on equal points going into round 3 of the championship. Last year's champion, Wolf-Peter Fumfai, was just 6 points adrift.
Jackie, jy en Bux saam voor in die kampioenskap, hy sê dit is vandag sy dag.
Ja nee, ek sal maar 'n bietjie genadig wees vandag. Ek sal nou nie met 'n lap wegry, ek sal maar met 'n halwe lap wegry vandag. So, hy moet maar kom.
Laas keer by Dalton het jy 'n paar probleme gehad, dink jy is nou opgelos?
Ja nee, ons het baie gewerk aan. Nee, dit is alles is nie hak. Nee, ons het baie moeite gedoen.
Just after the start, and already Joubert in the Jojo Tanks Beetle Volvo and Bux Carolyn in the Haas Chenoweth are fighting for the lead. Behind them in the scrap for third is Max Moore, Peter Fumfai and Colin Frankenberg. Joubert's Beetle is four-wheel drive and powered by a Volvo V6 Turbo, but Carolyn's Chenoweth seems to have the upper hand in the handling department. Frankenberg is keeping a wary eye on the battle between Moore and Fumfai. Sideways through the left-hander, and I think Carolyn has overdone it. Yes, a little bit too much power too early, and Joubert takes the advantage. A great scrap between two men who don't give an inch. Through the flat-out downhill off-camber left-hander, and you've got to judge it perfectly to the left-hander at the bottom, not to scrub off too much speed by sliding sideways. Joubert gets it perfectly right. Joubert knows he's got a battle on his hands, and Carolyn is exerting maximum pressure to force the leader into a mistake. A large crowd braved the early winter weather, but their hearts were warmed by the great spectacle put up by the best off-road racers in the country. Nice camera work there, and that's Carolyn taking the lead. Joubert has slowed down dramatically with what must surely be a problem. Carolyn coming up the hill and Joubert moving very slowly. It's a puncture in his right front wheel. That's the problem. He's going to be furious. Now Carolyn has a clear road ahead of him and behind, and all he has to do is to cruise to the finish. In third now is reigning champion Wolf-Peter Fumfai in his WPP Sturmjäger, ahead of Max Moore and Colin Frankenberg. But not for long. Fumfai moves into second as a highly frustrated Jackie Joubert tries to nurse his Jojo Tanks machine to the end. Fumfai has had a steady season so far, consistently finishing in the points and lying in third position before this race. He builds and prepares his own car and can be very satisfied with his second position behind Carolyn. But Carolyn probably has a wry smile underneath that helmet as he ponders the fate of his championship rival. No need for any fancy stuff now, as he has the race all but sewn up. And that's the end of the line for Jackie Joubert as he pulled off the circuit, not wanting to cause any suspension damage by driving on a flat tire. The leader, Bux Carolyn, in his Haas Chenoweth, racing past the stricken Beetle Volvo Turbo and on his way to another victory. He's obviously tapped off slightly, just going fast enough not to lose his concentration. It's a pity that Joubert had the flat tire, because these two always put up a great fight and show off their driving and racing skills, sometimes to the amazement of the spectators. With the demise of Joubert, Carolyn was on his way to a maximum points haul and a potential lead in the championship. In second position and pulling away, Wolf-Peter Fumfai with Max Moore in his WPP Footloose in third, ahead of Colin Frankenberg in his Scorpion. These two have also settled into their positions in the disappointingly small field with only 4 cars still in the running. But a crushing victory for Bux Carolyn in the Haas Chenoweth ahead of Fumfai, Moore, Frankenberg and Joubert, who completed enough laps to score points and keep his championship hopes alive.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I don't know what happened to him, but that car's got such acceleration up the straight, he was gone. And then I saw a bit of puff of smoke come out of the right back window of his car, and I knew there was something wrong, so I thought if I just push him a bit, whatever's going wrong is going to go wrong big time, and obviously it did.